on this computer. Okay, I started recording again, and determine and locate the resultant of the three remaining engine thrust vectors. Treat this as a two-dimensional problem. Okay, so the question there is to determine and locate the resultant of the three remaining engine thrust vectors. That's all. So what is the problem there? So, but do you understand the problem first one, Ananda?
I frankly just suggest that the number three force is not there, so I
Mm-hmm.
just calculate the net force and the net moment, and then divide it d equals to that.
Okay, let's. I think it's better for us to try it together. Okay. Start. Okay. Okay. Not now. I'm still in the class. Okay. My first question to you, Ananda. But it's
Yes.
a bit scary. It's a bit, maybe for some person it's a bit scary. But have it happened to you, Ananda? When you are
Mm,
in the aeroplane and suddenly one of the engines uh, fail, or
thank God,
anyone
not
here,
yet.
not yet. Actually, it's better for you to not experience it at all. Okay. Uh,
Yes.
anyone here ever experienced this kind of this kind of things before? Nope. No one.
Like
Fasa
in real
Diara.
life or the solving the problem or like in real life?
Real life.
Oh, alhamdulillah belum sir.
Okay. Good. Real life. I'm asking you about the real life because this is sometimes happening. Okay? To be honest to you guys, it happened to me once, and unluckily for me, it's not. It wasn't for engines. For engines aeroplane, but two engines aeroplane. So and one of the engine failed. And you know what causing that? Anyone here can guess what causing what normally cause this kind of problem?
Maybe flocks of bird.
Yep, correctly. That's what normally happens. So when when we have birds in the especially normally it happens in the after takeoff or just about to land. That's what it's where it's normally happening. But sometimes it's happening in the sky as well. But most of the time it happens when it's after takeoff, just after takeoff, or before it lands. Because uh, if you live in near the seashore like that, for example, like me, uh, I go back and forth from Singapore to Semarang several times because uh, Semarang is my hometown, right? And Semarang is quite near the airport is quite near to the sea, and there are a lot of birds there. And when it takes off, the birds goes into the engine, got blown out. One of the engine, luckily, okay. Uh, because one of the engine is still working, luckily the the pilot can still turn around and return back to the base. So return back to the Ahmad Yani Airport in Semarang like that. It's quite interesting experience because most of the people inside of the plane at the time was praying very hard, like okay, and most of them are uh, scared to the death. Okay, and okay then, that's the thing. That's the thing that is really happening, and it can happen in real life. And now your problem is how can we answer this, right? So
Mm.
at the beginning we have a can I shut it down here? Oh, 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 oh. Okay, I think I will just do the, can I do print screen or annotation? Yes, correct. I can annotate here. And yes. So at the beginning, the 4 engines are working, right?
Yes.
But due to one problem, then it started to go haywire and the engine number 3 fell. Okay, and now the question for you is where we should put the resultant of these three remaining forces. Okay, so actually this is a resultant problem. And I believe I already told you on how to solve this kind of thing, right? Correct or not?
Correct.
Based on the things that you have learned, how we should solve this problem.
Maybe find the total force first.
Observe at
Total
1 point,
force.
Pak.
Yeah.
Observe. Sorry. One by one. Just now, the one who's talking is Ananda, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what you should do, Ananda?
Maybe,
Total force. Find the total
yeah.
force,
then find which point to put the.
where we supposed to put the force, correct? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we supposed to find the resultant of the force. Just the magnitude is supposed to be enough. Okay, just the magnitude and area, magnitude and direction, of course. Yeah, the resultants of all three forces, magnitude and direction, and then where we supposed to put it. That's the thing about this. Okay, because the one that is asked there is to determine and locate the resultant of three remaining force engine thrust vectors. So it is just the same as putting one force which is total of those three at certain location which represent those three forces. You get it, Ananda?
Which represent three forces.
Yeah. So, like, okay, let's do it one by one. Okay. The first thing that we're supposed to do is to find the resultant. Okay, if we have three forces like this, and each of those forces is 90 kilonewton.
Yes.
Okay. What is the resultant of those three forces?
270
270
to the left.
Okay. To the left. That's it, right?
Yes.
270. Okay, then I will put it anywhere first. 270 Newton to the left. Okay, now because it's already resultant, I will cross the remaining like that. Because we already total those three forces, correct, right?
Yes.
So we have this 270 Newton to the left. The next question is, we know that this is the resultant of those three forces, correct, right, Nanda?
Correct.
Yeah. We know that this is the resultant of those three forces, but the next problem is we don't know the location. Where we supposed to put it? Correct or not?
Correct.
Where we supposed to put it? Where we supposed to put this 270 newtons force? Okay.
Yes.
The next problem is to determine. This is the first problem. So we solved the first problem. We solved the resultant, but we haven't solved yet the location. That's the next problem. Okay. So we're supposed to put this 270 newtons anywhere from here to here.
Yes.
Correct, right?
Correct.
Which represent these three forces. You get it?
Yes.
Okay, so something like that. So we have to put it anywhere there with that one forces. That one force, this one force, 270 Newton, represent this, this, and this. So actually, this one force in one certain location can replace those three forces. The effect to the plane will still be the same. You get it, Anand?
Yes, I
Yeah.
get it.
So actually, that's the idea behind it. Risky. Just now, you were talking about something. You get the idea or not, Risky?
Yeah.
Yep, you get the idea what I'm talking about just now.
Yes.
So we're supposed to replace, actually the idea is we're supposed to replace these three forces with one force. In this case, it's 270 Newton.
Yes.
But we have to know the location as well. Okay, and how can we determine the location, Risky?
Observe the moment because
Observe the moment, correct.
yeah.
Observe the moment. So the effect of the moment for those three forces, those 390 kilonewton forces, is supposed to give exactly the same moment, okay, as these 270 newtons at one certain location. Correct, right, Rizky?
Correct, Pak.
Yeah, that's it, Ananda. Do you get it? How to get? Do you get it? How to solve?
I see. I see.
So these three forces, 90,
Yes.
90, 90, right? Those three forces will create moment to the plane. Okay, the effect
Yeah.
of those three forces, the effect of the moment of those three forces to the plane is supposed to be the same as one force, 270 newtons, at one location. So basically, I can draw it like this. Okay, I will draw another plane, which is actually exactly the same plane. Although my drawing is not as good as the original drawing, but don't blame me on that. Okay, I don't have artistic skills.
The same, sir. The same.
Okay, so yeah, something like something like this, or something like this. Okay, so basically, the effect of moment of those three forces is supposed to be the same as the effect of one force, 270 Newton, at one certain location. The effect of those two are the same. Okay, so how can we get that, Ananda? Can you give me an idea on how to solve this? Where is the location supposed to be?
Just like Rizky said, maybe we find the moment where is the direction of the moment, and then search the position of the force which is the same direction as the moment, maybe.
Okay, but in order to do that, you have to have a one point. Okay, one point which you define, which you can define as the as our, how to say that?
Patokan, ya, sir.
Yeah,
Pivot.
something like that. Okay, so I determine number one as my what you call that in English, patokan.
Pivot.
Actually, it's not pivot, but as my zero.
Reference.
Huh? Yeah, my reference. Yes, correct. Thank you, Sik. Why that word cannot come out? Okay, this is my reference. Okay, number one is my reference. So because my number one is reference, so all the moment will be calculated as number one as the using number one as the reference. So moment against number one. Okay. So we have to calculate the moment which is happening because of those 390 newtons, 90 kilonewtons. Because of the first force, what is the moment at number one?
90 kilonewton.
Multiply by
times
Ah,
20 kilonewtons times
times what? Times 0, right?
yeah.
There is no distance there. 0
Because there's no
meters.
distance.
Plus, how about the other one, the second one?
The
This
second one is 20 kilonewtons times 9 meters.
9 meters. Okay. The last one?
The last one is 90 kilonewton times
What
42.
is that? 42. 20.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, correct. 42. Okay. Sigma moment of this. What is the value of those three? 90 multiplied by 0 is 0. 90 multiplied by 9, 110. 110. Sorry. Yeah. What is the total of those? This and this. You have to calculate that for me.
Yes.
Because I don't have my calculator here. Actually, I have, but I'm too lazy and I can ask you to do that.
40 plus 810, yeah.
810 plus 90 kilonewton multiplied by 42.
4,590.
That's the total or just one by one?
The total.
Sorry, 4,000.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally deleted. Wait a second. It's 810. 4,590.
Kilonewton
Yes.
meter.
Kilonewton.
Okay, so that's the total moment. Okay, the total moment which is happening because of those three forces. Now, we have to find the location of this 270 Newton. If I assume that this is number one, my number one location. Okay, so the location must be based on number one, right? So this is D, which is the distance from number one. Can I do that?
Yes.
Ananda? Okay, now the total moment, which is due to the 270 Newton, is supposed to be the same as this, right? Correct or not?
I'm sorry, sir?
The total moment, which is due to 270 Newton, must be the same with this, right?
Yes.
Because
Should
the
be.
effect is supposed to be the same. So that's why we know that the 270 kilonewton is supposed to be kilonewton. Multiplied by T. The results must be equal to 4,590 kilonewton meter. Okay, can you calculate T for me then? Simple, right?
Yes.
So you're supposed to divide those 4,590 by 270. What's the distance there?
17.
70 meters.
17.
17?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. 17 meters.
Yes.
And the distance is supposed to be from location number one. So basically, if you replace all these three forces with one force, roughly it's supposed to be around here. But in that case, you have to delete these three forces first. Because you are replacing those three forces with one force.
I see.
This one. Correct?
Yes, but I didn't use the point one. I used the center of the body.
Exactly the same. It will produce exactly the same result. So
But,
if you calculate it from the center of the body, okay, because I calculated from number one, okay,
yes,
your result's supposed to be 21
4
minus 17. Yes, 4 meters.
Yes.
Oh, you got it correct.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's the correct answer. Okay.
Good.
Anyone else here having a problem with this particular homework besides number 3? It's okay. Anyone? Yeah. Sik, do you have any problem, Sik?
So far, not yet, sir.
Okay, good.
So the solving of this problem is just like in number 2, right, sir?
What do you mean in number 2?
So the method is similar to that of solving number 2.
Oh, yes, correct. The method is exactly the same. So number 2 and number 3, it will be exactly the same.
Okay.
Yep, exactly the same. Number 2 and number 3 is exactly the same. Okay, number 1. Number 1, all the forces are happening at one point, right? For number 1, yeah. Why suddenly? Okay, clear. For number 1, right? Because all the forces are happening at one point, then okay, in that case, it is just a resultant of the force. There will be no moment there, right? Because all the forces are happening at one point. So the easiest thing to do for number 1, you can divide the forces, each force, into its unit vector. Then you can sum it up. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. Or if you want to use the harder way, if you want to use another way as well, without the factor, it's supposed to be okay. How to do it? Okay, you can you can check it by doing it like this: sigma fx, the total sig of all the x direction force. You can calculate it. So in that case, we will have fi. We will have f1. Okay, f1 plus f4 plus f2. Minus f2 cos theta 2. Then what else? Minus f3 cos theta 3. Something like that. That's the total force in the x direction. Okay. Then the total force in the y direction, you can sum it up as well. Okay. It will be just f2 sin minus f2 sin theta 2 plus f3 sin theta 3. So you get all the total force in the x and y direction. Then after that, if you want to find the resultant force, you can do it this way. Sigma f is equal to sigma fx squared plus sigma fy squared. If you don't want to use vectors, you can do it this way as well. You get it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And show that the resultant force is 0. In that case, this one must be 0. Okay, this one must be 0, and this one must be 0 as well, and this one must be 0 as well. Okay. Okay, guys, I believe the discussion on the homework is supposed to be okay, right? And I don't think that there are a problem which is too hard to solve. Okay, stop annotation. Then now we'll return back to this. Keseimbangan. Because this one. So basically, I use Pak Ferry's slides because his slide is more user friendly than my own slide. Okay, but I try to translate it into English. That's all. Okay, guys. I think in order to make it easier for you, I will divide the video into 2. Okay, so